Alright, so what's going on everyone? It's me, I'm K6 here, and in this video today, I'm gonna be going to showing you guys how to make this crazy looking forest in just 5 seconds. I'm not even like kidding or anything, but at the end of the tutorial, we're gonna be going to learning how to use the procedural content generating. It is, like the latest feature from Epic Game on Unreal Engine 5.2. It's been a long time since the last time I made, an English tutorial, so that's why my pronunciation today is a little bit weird. And it's also 7 a.m. right now. I haven't even going to sleep, but it's looking very nice, right? So let's get right into it. So for this tutorial, we also need some sort of resource that I'm going to be going to give you guys on the description, as well as some command. Everything gonna be going to be in the description, and it's completely for free as well. So now let's get right into it. I'm gonna be going to escape this one real quick. F11, and we got the mouse control. Escape. Alright, for this one is a pretty heavy project as well. So for who's have a slow PC, we're gonna turn the quality into low. Yeah, you can find that one over here as well to set this one into no. And yeah, it's no pretty weird, but it's gonna be going to be improved the performance or not. And there's one more thing. If you move this one up, you can see that the foliage and the tree are having some sort of weird thing. It's not look pretty laggy, right? So I want to be going to set this one a lot higher. As you can see, it's very laggy, right? Then we're gonna be going to paste a little load that I'm showing you guys. I'm gonna be going to give it in the description. Alright, so that's enough about it. Let's create a new level. So we're gonna be going to file, new level, and we're gonna create a basic level. I'm gonna be going to click on don't save, and now wait a few minutes for it to create a new level. I don't know, sometimes when I create this one, it's pretty laggy on my PC. Alright, so we are on our new level right now. I'm going to be going to delete the floor, and we're going to be going to landscape. So if you wanted to do something look like the one that I saw on the demo, it's going to be going to be 16 by 16 component, but in this tutorial I want to be going to set it 8 by 8. Seeing is pretty laggy, honestly. We're going to be going to click on create, and for the sculpting and stuff, I want to be going to showing you guys on another tutorial, because today we're just going to be going to be focused on the main thing. I'm going to be going to set the quality into high. Alright, so what we're gonna be going to do right now is we're gonna be going to create a procedural content generating things. So we're gonna be going to edit plugins, and we're gonna be going to search for Procedural. We're just gonna be need to turn this one on and restart the engine. I'm already done that, and now let's get right into it. It's gonna be very quick. Right click PCC graph. I'm going to be going to learn this one tutorial. Now double click on this one. It's going to be going to be popping up something like this. So I'm going to be going to showing you guys two monitor at once, that you're going to be going to know what's going to be going to happen with the environment as well. So here is the thing that I'm talking about. So now, first of all, what we're going to going to do here, it is we're going to be going to have a surface sampler. So we just right click, and it's going to be going to popping up something like this, and on the input we're going to be going to click on landscape right there. So it's going to be going to link with the surface. The reason for that here, it's going to be going to stick on the surface with and I'm going to be going to maybe having some sort of sculpting, right? Maybe a bumpy thing like this, right? So we're going to be back to the selection, and now let's drag the PCG into this one. Alright, so now when we click on this surface sampler, if you click D, it's gonna be going to have some sort of block like this. It's gonna be going to stand for the mesh that we're gonna be going to add later. So for example, if I just add it into input, it's gonna be like this. So we need to do that with landscape. Alright, so this one is pretty boring. So what we're gonna be going to do next right now is we need the randomness. because environment, nothing is looking repetitive. It needs to be very random. So we're going to be going to add something called transform points, which means that it's going to be going to modify every single point here. So I'm going to be going to put that into transform points, and on the transform points we're going to be going to make the tree first. So to make the tree, I wanted to make this one a little bit bigger. So we're going to be going to click on the BCG right there, go to detail. I'm going to be going to set the scale to no, 100 too much, 50. All right, good. So for the survey sampler, I'm going to be going to set the point per square. Or maybe I want to be going to change that later since I want you guys to see it. We add transform points, and then we're going to be going to add the static mesh spawners. So I'm going to be using a premium cheap pack, but I'm going to be going to leave the free one in the description as well. It's pretty look the same, so don't worry about this one. So I'm going to be going to use the content browser, which you can do it by click over there, and all you need to do it is we're going to be going to drag it. So we're going to be going to the filter right there. If you cannot see it, you just right click and we choose a filter. I'm going to be going to do the static mesh right there. It's going to be going to show you every single message inside this message box. So now on the static mesh spawner, I'm going to be going to turn my monitor once again. We're going to be click on this one, mesh entry, click on the plus button, and we're going to be going to drag the static mesh from this one into the monitor, the second monitor, which is the static mesh right there. And as you can see right there, it's give you a fucking not a tree that we don't need it. So for that reason, this is when the transform points job came in. So the first thing here, it is on the surface sampler. The point per square stand for the amount of points, aka the mass inside a square. So I'm gonna be going to set this one 10 times lower. Still too much. Maybe 100 times lower. Alright, enough tree. And you see right there, as you can see, you know, the tree is kind of weird. I know it needs to be straight, right? So this is when the job of the transform points come. So the transform points here, we're gonna be going to take on the absolute rotation. All right, you see this? And yeah, never mind, you don't really need to care about this, since we're gonna be going to add the grass later as well. So once everything is looking good, we're gonna be going to look a bit further. It's look repetitive. So what we're gonna going to do right now is we're gonna click on transform point, the rotation minimums and maximum. So this is the Z rotation. We're gonna set it 360 for the minimum. For the rest, we don't need it. For the scale minimum and maximum, I'm gonna be going to set it, maybe the minimum gonna be 1.5, the maximum gonna be 3. So it's gonna be very random. So it's gonna be looking very random. I'm gonna be set it maybe 1 and 2, which is a much better options. All right, so when you randomize the whole thing, what we're gonna be going to do right now is we're gonna be going to add more trees so that we have more variety. We don't want to use just a single piece of static mesh. So we're gonna click on the array elements and we're gonna be going to add another one, which is a very simple thing. So for that reason, I'm gonna be going to speed up this progress. Alright, so I just add 4 different tree model, and you can see something here. When we move further, as you can see, is getting some sort of, you know, weird buggy thing. To just copy and paste the code in the description, enter, and everything gonna be going to be fine, and it is. Now once you're done with this surface sampler, I'm gonna be going to select everything like this. See on the keyboard, we're gonna be going to label this one tree. It's gonna be a comment. And now tree is not the only thing that we need. We need some grass, we need more elements for a forest. So we're gonna be going to click on this, and we're gonna be going to click Ctrl D on the keyboard to create another sampler. So I'm gonna be going to click Alt and click on this landscape right there, so to disconnect those things because we don't want it. we need to focus on the performance. So let's say like this one. All right, it's not the same, right? So what we're gonna going to do right now is we're gonna click on the static mass spawner. We're gonna be going to change the masses. So the next thing that I wanted to change it is the shrub. You know this little shrub, small tree I call it. It's not the thing that live under the big tree. So I'm gonna be putting tree shrub. And for the index tree, right click on the members, this new thing right there, delete. All right. Now for the shrub, oh, it's just a little and we don't want it. So we're gonna click on the surface sampler, and I mentioned before, I'm gonna be going to set this one into 0.1. A ton of fucking shrub. But this one is too much. Then 0.05. Let's try the number that you needed. Maybe 0.005. All right, good enough. And now the next thing here it is, I don't want this one to be straight because if you see some reference image, this one is, you know, kind of rotating. I don't know how to do it, how to pronounce it, but we're gonna be going to turn off the absolute rotation on the transform points. Now it's look more natural. The next thing here it is about the scaling. I think the scaling is not that bad since the shrub is pretty big as well. So I'm gonna be going to set the shrub like this. But now we wanted to have the density control now in Blender, some sort of blocking. So we're going to be right click and we're gonna be going to set the density noise. We add on this one, we put the out and in and out on something like this. We select all this. See, I want to be going to set this one into shrub or shrub. And now we're gonna be going to select everything, Control D, and we're gonna be going to duplicate this one more time. This time we're gonna be going to change the static mass spawner into something else. Like maybe I'm gonna be going to add some fern into it. So let's train it with the fern. And I wanted to have more variety, so I put even more fern into this. So let's click on the little plus icon. We put the fern into the thing that we are working on, the little block, I think so. So I put all of the fern assets. So once you've done everything, we're gonna be going to link the landscape into the surface, and we see the fern right there, right? Now we're gonna be going to click on the spawner. I said this one is 0.1. We see a lot of fern, but there's one problem. It's look a little bit weird. So what we're gonna going to do right now is I'm gonna be going to disable the static mass spawner, so you're gonna be going to know what exactly happened. So on the sample, I want to click on D, and here's the box, which means that the fern is not as big as this box. So we need to make this one smaller. So I'm just gonna go into set it on 50 by 50. And now we'll click D to undebug, enable this one once again. Now the fern is getting closer. And not only that, for the lostness, which means that the amount, you know, how close this one is, I want to set this one into 0.1. But since the box is already, you know, turned into 50 by 50, then this one or this thing cannot, you know, getting closer anymore. All right, so we are pretty done with the shrub, so I mean the ferns. So I'm going to be going to set this one into ferns, and now I'm going to be going to time lapse this. We're going to do the same thing for every single other element. So I'm going to be time lapse this one. And one more note on the little thing right there. For example, the index 5, it is a clover, and I wanted to make, you know, the clover having more space. If you can see, it's pretty small right now. Then we can use a thing called weight, which means that if you increase the number of clover going to be spawning more. So we're just gonna be going to do that. Maybe this one is 6. We wanted to have, you know, some more root into it, there a branch, then we're gonna set this one maybe 2, then it's gonna be going to be spawn more. So yeah, that's also one of the tip as well. And now let's keep going with the last element. And now once we've done everything, we're gonna be going to link it into the most heaviest element, which is the tree. And now you see every single thing here looking so nice. And if you're scared of you want, getting exposed, then you can click on the transform points on the tree one, and we're gonna be going to set the offset, the z axis right there, maybe minus 100. As you can see, this one actually getting down just a little bit. So I'm setting this one at 400, maybe 1200, and as you can see now it's linked. Everything is looking so nice. So now what we're gonna going to do next right now is we're gonna be going to merge everything like this. We're basically done, but I'm gonna be going to add another thing called merge. We're putting it into the node right there. It's not pretty far, right? But yeah, just put all the out into the in. We're putting it, and finally we're putting it into the out one. So that's all about it. Now we got something like this, right? And what we're gonna going to do next right now is just adding a surface. So we're gonna click on the little plus button, go to quixel bridge. Alright, so I'm gonna be going to back into the main monitor. We're gonna be going to set this one into maybe some sort of thing like forest floor, and we just choose your favorite texture. So you just download the texture, and we're gonna click on the little add button right there. Here I'm already download the texture, so we're just gonna click on the landscape right there, scroll down to the default physics material, and we're just gonna be going to find it on the megascan. We're turning off the filter, and you can do the same thing with the material. You can see with the turning this one on. And now what we're gonna going to do right now is we're gonna be going to move it into the part right there. So I'm gonna be going to do it on my second monitor. We just pull it into the landscape material. All right, this one looking very repetitive, right? And what we're gonna going to do right now here is we're gonna be going to chain it, but I'm gonna be going to chain it into this one. Oh, this one is already modified. I'm gonna be modify this one, but yeah. So as you see, this one is very repetitive, right? I know this one I not sewing way too much with the material, but I wanted to be make it as careful as possible. So now we're gonna be going to setting it on the first monitor right there. First thing to searching on it is about the tiling and offsets. We're gonna be put this one maybe 0.1 by 0.1. You see is ungrabbing. Oh, this one maybe this one is nice, some sort of element material, but anyway, you can use with whatever material that you have. I choose the wrong one, but it's actually the same. So we turn on this 0.1 by 0.1, and for some sort of color correction, this one is not a little bit too bright for me. Then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna be going to the little textures. Yeah, we're gonna be going to turn this one down for the roughness. I wanted to put the roughness maybe 4. It need to be more roughness. The strength of the normal, I set it at 6. It's getting more bumpiness. As you can see, it's more bumpiness, and that's really all about it. We just save this one, but I'm not gonna going to do that on this one since it is a material, a material for some sort of element. I think so. Yeah, it's kind of rare to see something like this. So that put the old one that I use, and that's all about it. So if you wanted to go into expand this one, all you need to do right now is we're gonna be going to click on the procedural things, and we search for bows. And bows. Holy shit, I forgot about this one. maybe, oh yeah, forgot. I'm so sorry. So we're gonna be going to click on the surface sampler right there, right? Unbound it. Click on this, unbound it. Click on this, unbound. Yeah, this must be a better way to do this, but since this one is just a tutorial, then I'm gonna be going to do it pretty quick. Oh, it's got fucking laggy. Yeah, sometimes this one get extremely laggy, so be careful with that. So when everything is turning on, this might be spawned everywhere on the scene. Look very nice, right? And that's pretty all about our tutorial today. A little bit of note here, if you wanted to change the density of everything, click on surface sampler and change the point per square. The looseness is how close every mask gonna be. The density gonna be going to like control the density of the static mesh. Do the same thing with everyone and make sure to put this one into the merge one. And that's really all about it. This is just the first episode. I'm gonna be going to keep learning about this new feature, and maybe I'm gonna be going to put another tutorial right tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching my tutorial, and be sure to download the free project file in the description if you're too lazy to watch the whole thing. And well, bye everyone. It's been half a year. I miss you guys so fucking much, and I'm finally back on this summer. I'm so excited for this one. See ya everyone.